The clock on the wall is not too helpful this morning, but my phone says it's 8:30, so we'll call the meeting to order.
John's upstairs.
Okay, well. Certification of the open meeting laws are requirement were met, I believe.
Yes.
Paul? Yes. We have a 18-item agenda in front of us.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions, changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yep. Then we have the public comment period. I don't see a phone in the room today, so phone-in will not be available, I don't think. Anybody here from the public wanting to comment on today's agenda?
Minutes?
I will approve the meeting, the minutes from
Oh, I'm sorry.
the last meeting.
I wrote okay in the wrong place, that's
I
why.
think there's actually two of them.
There's two of them. You
Well,
want to
then I'll
approve
approve both.
them?
I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay, back on track.
Well, there is, yes.
Approval for both of the meetings we've had since the last one here. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 No. I didn't hear anything from Dave this time. But there was
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah, there was enough ayes. Okay, now we'll go to the public. Is there anybody from the public here? I don't see any faces sitting here. We'll leave it open for right now in case somebody does want to comment on the agenda. And move on to the county sales tax update.
Okay, our January payment was $160,357.04, which is pretty low from the 2 years before. But it still puts us over budget by $155,789.05 with 1 month to go.
Any questions for Paul on that? And then the general fund update.
General fund is just changed by the action at the January county board of the radio tower project of $14,000. So we're still in that $2.9 million figure.
Questions on that? Reports and requests, and it says Rose is up.
Okay, I think everybody got a copy of my report. Everything is going good in my office. Everybody in my office has been there over 20 years, so I have experienced staff. I'm probably one of the few offices that actually have experienced staff, so everything runs pretty smoothly. I thought I'd just update on the types of scams that people are, filing against real estate. That seems to be a problem. I attached an article from that MV Realty, and what they did is they have owners sign like a 40-year contract, and it follows them. It doesn't, when they die, it still is on the property, and they have to use them as a listing agent. So we have a couple of them in our county. There's other states have been going through and making these type of agreements illegal. But I'm not sure what will happen to the ones that are on record. I'm not sure how that will be affected. But Wisconsin is also working on some similar legislation to make this illegal. So it's one of those things that it seems like these companies come up with a new way of getting a hold of land. But we have, we've had one incident in our county where the property is vacant, and what they'll do is they will list it. Somebody will list it. And in this county, they called me, and so we just put, stickers by everybody's just to watch before it gets recorded. But I called the realtor that was advertising this, and then they did remove the listing. So it was somebody that was trying to sell somebody's land. It was a vacant parcel. But in this county, we know people. Everybody knows the neighbors. So, and we're a small county, so we could put a sticker by desk to watch for it so that it wouldn't slip through. We do have what's called property fraud alert, but what happens is once it's recorded, it's a matter of record and it's a problem. This will tell them after it's recorded, but the problem starts before it's recorded, so that's why we kind of watch.
And also, don't you already have something similar to that? Because I've sold some property in the last 5 years.
That's this, yeah.
And I get a phone call saying that
Your name.
this came in, did you sell your property?
Yep,
If you didn't,
yep.
let us know, type thing. Yeah.
And that's what this is. So we have a lot of folks that are signing up for property fraud alerts so that they're made aware when a document does come in our office. But like I said, it's already too late because then they have to, if it's something that's fraud,
Right.
then it's an action that they have to take to try to get it back in their name. So, but otherwise, that's about all that's going on. We're just kind of watching that. And like I said, there isn't that much in our county because we're so small. Anybody have any questions?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next one up is the treasurer.
Good morning.
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 You should have received my report too with your minutes and agenda. And I did provide you with the annual reports too this time. I think it's always interesting to see how much money is actually going through our office. $121 million is a lot of money. And interest rates still are over 5%, which is good for the county. Now, they are talking about a couple wage or interest rate decreases over the next year. They met just last week and they did not decrease the interest rate, but
And that's for the next quarter we talk, right? Or was this for the last quarter? How long is there not? Do you know?
yeah, I don't know how often they
Okay,
meet
I'm
or,
not sure either.
yeah.
I
on
thought it was
that.
quarterly, but this is the.
It seems
It's
like it's
weird
more
timing.
often than that
Right,
because
yeah.
they did increase it quite a bit last year. And our delinquencies are a little bit higher than last year for taxes. I did hear, we did start tax foreclosures on, I think, 7 parcels about. I did hear from the sand mine last week, so it does sound like they are going to pay their taxes, which would be good news. So hopefully that does come
That
through.
was 4 of the 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And they have like $400-some thousand, so it would be nice to get that paid. Does anyone have any questions on my report?
I got a question on collections. If you're short just a parcel or something, and it's not in on time, does that get, just that portion go back, or does the whole year go back to general?
Just, it looks at it on each parcel, so just that parcel would be delinquent.
But it's only good for the whole year?
Right.
We've had a while, like, talk, like an half with, I could just throw it in, but anyway. I actually drove out last weekend to collect the difference on some of them.
Yeah, usually what I do, if they're a little short, I try to contact them and
Yeah, I would,
Yes,
to
you
get
have.
them
some of
to.
them you just can't
yeah,
get a hold of.
yeah.
You also sent me $1 back one year. I do a plan, I think I had mentioned to you about these,
Yep, about
RCU
those
ones,
human
these-
services.
Human services.
I am in contact with them
Okay.
and we're working on it.
Okay,
so,
good.
Yeah. Trying to get them in some other type of investment to see if we can get more interest on them.
Yep.
They're checking it into whether it has to be in a certain type of investment
Okay, okay,
for me.
good.
Any other questions?
Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you make copies?
I did.
Bless you.
There you
Thank you. So, okay, I lost you for a minute. I was gonna say, I saw you come in. Yep.
Do I need to read this?
Yep, stay here so you can give us a little bit of overview of what we're talking about.
Do you want me to read the resolution first, or?
You can do that, yes.
Okay, so the resolution I have here is this for carrying over funds from last year's budget to this one. Maintenance project carryover to 2024 budget. Whereas the 2023 budget for Trempealeau County Courthouse project included funding for window repair and replacement, and whereas the project was not fully completed in 2023, but is anticipated that this project will be completed in 2024. And whereas the project has a total of $15,584 remaining for window repair and replacement in the 2023 budget available to be used in 2024, whereas it is in the best interest of Trempealeau County to carry over that unused balance to 2024 rather than to levy for them. Now be it resolved that the Trempealeau County Board of Supervisors do hereby authorize the amount of $15,584 for the window repair and replacement, account 101.51601.708, be carried over to the 2024 budget from the 2023 budget. Introduced by Exec Finance, Richard Turner, David Larson.
At this point, I'd be looking for a motion to approve that.
Vote to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, now, any discussion or questions? Seems kind of...
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay, go Dave.
Is that number, Jeremy, firm? That's exactly what it's gonna cost?
That's exactly what's remaining in the budget. That's what's in the account right now that I'm just looking to carry over, because I don't have a full estimate on the few things that need to get done, but I know it will not exceed that. So I'm just looking to carry over what is remaining. I'm not gonna spend more than that, but...
Yeah, my question is, what's it gonna cost?
And I can tell you it's gonna cost up to $15,000, but I don't have a full quote on everything yet, because I still need to finish figuring out exactly what is going to be included still in this remodel project of this building, what areas are not going to be touched, what some of the things are going to be done, and that's going to be up to property on the 12th to make a determining factor on that before I get a solid quote on the rest of the windows.
Right, can you run through what those windows are, just so that this committee knows?
So right now there's a few in the existing health department, there's one in the existing district attorney's office, there's one in the existing courtroom that all either have moisture in between the dual panes, or the weather seals are bad, or the tinting is peeling off. So might be a handful more during the construction progress that are still going to need some attention, but until I know the full scope of what the remodel is going to be, I'm not going to get a full price on everything that needs to get done, which is why, like I said, I'm just asking to carry over the remaining of what I have. I'm not asking for any more, and that way this can get, because I don't know exactly how much of this is still going to get included in that remodel scope of work either. So that's where this sits at the moment.
Right, so you're talking about 3 windows?
3 or more, depending. Those are the 3 I know off the top of my head. I could go back to my office and get the list, but I know I have up to 7 that need repairs, but it's also it's in flux on which areas are going to get some of that stuff done.
Yeah, so Chair, I don't know what the best course is, but my thinking is, why carry anything over? Let's just leave the budget as it is, and we just take out of general funds when we get the final cost. Jeremy, to your point, we don't know whether the remodel is going to include some of that or not. We may not need to, take any money out of the budget.
Fair enough. I mean, I do understand what they are not going to include is a lot of the windows, but I don't know for certain, because property has a few different plans sitting in front of you as well, so.
Yeah, I mean, it would be my rather that we just, let's find out what it's going to cost us first if we have to get done, and let's just pay for that. Let's not have to roll funds over on the budget. I don't think we need to do that.
Any other comments?
So, I mean, I would put a motion on the table to table this resolution until we get more information on the cost.
I have a question.
I'll second that.
I have a question for Paul. So what does it do in your department one way or another? Does it
If it's not carried over, it'll revert back to the general fund.
general fund?
Yeah.
So
And then will
The only thing we gain is we get it back to general fund, we can draw some interest on it.
Yeah, the only thing that this speeds the process in my department up to the fact that if the money's available to me, I can start the project since it's already here. If I'm starting from square one, then I'm still coming back here, going to property, and then going back to full county board to get the money again. So it's a horse apiece. It's up to you, and that's why it's here at the moment, so.
But it would roughly delay you if property's gonna make that determination.
On the 12th, there's
On the
going to be,
12th.
yes, there's something there. But like I said, if this rolls back into the general fund, which is fine, it is what it is, it'll start the process again. So depending on when I start, it could take a month, it could take up to 2, depending on the timing of
To get
the
approval
meetings.
to fix
Correct.
the windows.
So it's not a
Yeah.
detriment to the project, it's just,
I see Dave's point,
Yeah.
and from an overall philosophy standpoint, I agree with it. At the same time, is this enough to justify probably 2 months' time if this window needs attention, and now you can't do it till it gets approved again? I'm mixed at the moment.
That's why I asked, because
So
I'm
Chair?
looking at 2 months. If the project gets delayed 2 months, that's not to me a huge deal based on the time of year we're at. However, if it gets delayed 6, 8, 10 months, maybe that does make a difference.
Now, is this something you contract out or something that's done, I'll call it internally?
about 50/50. Some of the stuff I'd be doing in-house, but the full replacement of the glass would be done by a vendor. Mostly for the warranty that goes along with that.
So Chair, my thinking is, you know, and I'm gonna exaggerate here, Jeremy, you might be exactly right on what it's gonna cost us, but let's say it only costs us 5,000. Well, we put 15,000 into a budget that we didn't need to. So let's just wait and find out what it costs us, and then we don't have to worry about having over budgeted for something that, you know, we didn't even spend last year.
Can I say one thing?
Okay.
Right now, in the 2024 budget, he has nothing. He didn't budget for windows. Or did you?
Correct, so
No,
it's just like any other expense item that comes up at last minute. Okay, this is what the cost is, let's take it out of general fund and be done.
Yeah, no,
I mean, that way you don't have more money in the fund than you need to, right? So.
Potentially, and I would guess that if you went there and then you realized that you have more windows to replace than reglaze or seal, it could potentially be more. But if in the meantime, like Doc says, that money goes into general fund, is earning a little bit of interest.
Well, I believe, correct me if I got this wrong, but just because there's 15,000 set aside with this, it still stays within the overall scope to be invested. So
Right.
the idea of
That doesn't make it.
not earning
Okay.
investment, we'd still be earning.
So that makes no
Yeah.
difference.
Any other comments? No. Dave technically made a motion
Amended it.
to delay, postpone, delay, or whatever you were calling it.
Bridget seconded. And I said.
That's the table, it's until later.
Yeah. Is that where we're gonna go? We're gonna just delay this till later?
Just vote on it.
Okay. All in favor of delaying it, say aye.
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 Those that wanna move on with it?
Aye. Opposed?
You're opposed, yeah, opposed,
Aye.
yes. I didn't hear a
I
vote.
didn't hear all the votes for the no.
I didn't hear a vote from John either
No.
way. No? And I'm gonna vote no on this. So that's a 3-2, I believe. Did I get that number correct?
That's why I was.
So this will move on to county board.
Thank you.
The original motion. Yes.
Oh.
Now, yeah, we're not,
No,
yeah,
not
we have
done
to
yet.
technically vote on that too, now,
Fair enough.
right? Okay, so now, bringing the original back, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion before I call for the vote? All in favor of moving this on to full board, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign?
Aye.
Same vote. I guess it moves on.
Thank you.
Do you want to take one? You got an extra one?
I have an extra one right here.
Have them sign that one.
Who records the committee vote before we sign? You?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Jeremy, did you email that one to me?
I don't think so. You didn't have it, so I have it in the email, but
Okay, I'll send it to me. so
I will,
can
because I have another one to send you for property for
Oh,
the
yeah.
12th. So.
Paul, my name's spelled wrong on here too.
Oh.
I'll fix it on the new one.
He doesn't have it as Nelson, does he?
Or do you want me to fix that and then you sign it, come forward?
We can do that, fix it.
As long as it's legal, I'm good.
Okay, moving on. Discussion and action on the resolution for salaries for the next elected officials. Okay, we've got a couple of representatives. Oh, they're all three here. Okay. Someplace, I'm trying to find it yet. Okay. Or did I? Oh, here it is. What's been presented to us in the packet, everybody get a chance to look at it.
We made the changes that you asked us to do the last time, and then we presented it to personnel bargaining, and they approved it.
Anything up to commentary? Numbers.
We need a motion to discuss it.
Well,
I make a motion that we approve it just for the sake of discussion.
I'll second.
okay, the motion to discuss, not to approve anything, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. In my less than stellar computer research, I understand where you're asking from the standpoint of other county employees. But the research I found says we're on the high end of things relative to other counties that I found already. So I'm questioning that. Has anybody done enough research to be, just a couple examples of, I found Richland County has theirs out for the next 4 years, and that's 83,326 for all 4 years. And according to this, we're looking, by the end of the 4th year, we're looking at 94 with this. That's quite a difference. I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm just asking questions at this point.
It seems like a lot of the counties have the same issues we have to set it out for 4 years. And it seems like all of the elected fall behind because they don't keep up with the rest of the employees within the courthouse. So that's why we keep looking inside, because we've already been compared outside for the last, I don't know how many years. So that's why we're always looking at the inside to see if we can keep up with everybody else.
I know Richland County is very low in what they set their salaries at. They always have been.
Yeah, I did find another one, I think, that was talking about counties, 13 counties with a population of 15,000 to 24,000. Now, we're higher than that, so we have to take that in consideration. But their average salary was only 64,246 last year. Now, those numbers are a far, maybe I'm not finding the right thing. It's what I found that brought questions to my mind.
Did you compare to other companies within Trumbull County, not just government?
No, I did not do that. Did you do that? Did anybody do that?
No.
But I think that's what.
Is it available someplace that can be found?
That's what Carlson Detman did, is they did that study with others within private sector. So in my office, they all got a raise because of that Carlson Detman, because they were so far behind. Not all counties are doing those studies, but Trumbull County did. So that's a lot of what we're basing that on also.
Yeah, we didn't see what they had done for our positions,
No.
if they did anything at all.
We only could compare to what they did with our staff.
Yeah, this is what I was able to do. I couldn't find, in these counties that I'm talking about, I couldn't find a comparison to the other county employees, so I don't know where that fits in their scheme with other employees. I know
One thing about our office is when with smaller counties, we always have to know everything. I mean, we can't, Milwaukee counties, for instance, I mean, they have more staff and they have more documents than us. So when you compare documents, they each have their own individual sections that they take care of, where we have to know everything in our office. We don't have that luxury of having certain people take care of certain things. So I know you like to compare with the amount and the population, but it's what I'm trying to point out is that we really have to know more than Milwaukee County does.
No, absolutely. I don't disagree with that at all. But by comparison, on these smaller ones, they probably have the same issue that you're talking about, that they have to have a wider range of abilities or
And they're-
knowledge or whatever is the word we're looking for. So,
And they're running in the same problems we are, where they always want to compare to the other counties, where they don't compare within. And I think that's a lot of the complaints within the elected officials, that they never compare to within, and they're always comparing to other registers or other county clerks, and we're all in, all the county board members are in the same situation where they have to, that's all they have to look at. They don't look at anything else. So that's why they're all lows, because they're all in the same situation you folks are.
so I now have another question. What is the deadline to get this number put together?
Before nomination papers are taken
And
out.
that is?
April 15th. Your April meeting's on the 16th, so it's got to either be February County Board or March.
Okay. Because I'd like somebody a lot more knowledgeable from this group, our new administrator maybe, to do more research for this and come up with a recommendation for us at
I
the March
agree with you,
meeting.
David. With budgets as tight as they're gonna be this year, we already know that.
Yeah, this is the
We
first
have to
time we're
be real
talking about for
careful.
25, that this is when this starts, not, it doesn't affect this year's.
Mr. Chair, my first question is, so you would be looking at, what's the % increase for the first year?
My quick calculation on the first year
I'm
is
getting-
7.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, and then you're gonna go up almost 3% every year here on in. And I know it's a little bit of a prediction to have to go up that, but I do believe that since we have made, last couple years inflation has been so extreme, I see where you're falling behind, but I think to make the case where you're comparing the courthouse employees, in some ways, many of the positions are already behind. And then the second comment I would like to make is that I don't think that we can necessarily compare apples to apples here with private entity, because you're not, the pensions, the insurance benefits, they're not all the same. And in some instances, they can be as different as 5 or 6% in someone's wages. So I would ditto that. I think we need a little more information. I'm not sure going up the 7.5%. I mean, overall, in a 4-year thing, you're at 18-19%.
And when you, that's just adding the numbers, and when you compound those, it gets over 20.
But right,
Yeah.
you're adding a percent to each time every year. So I would truly like to see, yes, where we're at with these wages, and know, I don't want us to be behind, but I also don't want us to be well ahead and be the highest paid county. I think we need to ride that line and be competitive without being overly.
So is that something you could dig into and come back with something that that points us in a direction?
I don't know that we could have that by March, but we, you know, I will follow up with some questions, but my question is really on the timeline of that, but I will definitely, I can start to look into it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the one that actually told them, because they get behind over the 4 years, primarily because of this Carlson difference. And all the other department heads who are not elected got the raise already, but that's why I had the first year catch up with the first year, and then just try to stay even with the rest. So basically, it's not their fault, it's more mine than anybody's.
Nobody's blaming fault at all. We're talking, what can we, how much can we help them, and how much is beyond our means? That's the way I look at it.
Well, and some of our step increases, depending on someone's tenure, are above that 2.88%, but some who have a long tenure, theirs are not. So what is that? What is that average? Where should we be? Should we, you know, it's an elected official, so you can't really compare directly with tenure. But yeah, I just think that having more information, because it is such a permanent thing for 4 years, I think it should be well thought out.
I understand your side,
Yeah, for sure.
but at the same time, we're elected to look out for the rest of the citizens and the rest of the county. Try to find a balance. In my mind, I don't see enough, what's the word I'm looking for, overall information to make the decision today, other than ask and request and hope that we can, by March, can come back with some more information to make a decision.
When does personal bargaining meet next? Does that make a difference too, because it'll have to be approved with them?
They're like that.
They mean like the third Thursday or something, right?
Third Thursday,
Third Thursday.
So
on
their
the
March,
15th, they meet on the 15th.
Which is,
their March meeting won't be,
Till after the county board meeting?
It isn't. No, it's not after county board.
That should be the personal
well,
bargaining.
is it in enough time to get it to county board? If it's
They
approved
have a
at the
meeting now
March.
in February yet. Is that the one you're looking
Yeah,
at?
that's
can't, but
February
they will.
15th they have a meeting. But we won't have it done then.
Right.
But then it would have to come back to this committee again, right? Which would be the 1st of March.
I would think if we absolutely had to have got to that deadline. And we could call a quick joint meeting between personnel bargaining and exec finance an hour before the county board meeting too, if we've got it all in order.
It's actually before the March, the next exec finance meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you decide on that date.
That would be long.
And then personal bargaining meets March 21st.
That's after.
That's after county board.
You might have to call a special meeting of the joint committee.
We've done it 2 or 3 times in the last recent past.
I'm in favor of going that way. I think, I just definitely did that time,
Okay.
listen to different
Dave,
numbers.
any comments on this?
No, I mean, my only, information is power. My initial reaction is a 16-17% increase is kind of stiff, especially since that first year has to go up or shows to go up by 7. We don't want to fall behind, but at the same time, I want to make sure our elected officials here are compensated for the work they do. So, I mean, I think we need to do something, but it definitely feels like we need more information.
Okay.
I'll second Doc's motion.
Motion to postpone until the next exec finance and see where it goes from there. And if we have to have a special one after that, having the personnel bargaining before the March county board meeting, so be it.
You have to have, well, if we're gonna have to go back to personnel, do you have a suggestion like you did last time and we did? Lean on Becky.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have some conversations after.
Yeah, I think that's where.
Could we potentially do a partial joint meeting with personnel bargaining on the 4th?
I would have no objection to that, but I don't know how that might work.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Talk to Kellen, I think Kellen's chairing that.
Yes.
I would be in favor of having another meeting, special meeting, just to talk about this for the exec finance group. We can all put our heads together prior to another meeting and say, well, let's come up with our own ideas if this isn't what we want, and then having more information would be best. So Becky, I sent a message back to you. We can meet that Friday the 16th. Maybe we can even discuss some thoughts then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a motion to postpone. Do we have it clear what we're postponing it to?
Next meeting is March 4th, is that right?
Tentatively, you guys decide at the end.
Could we have a joint meeting on the 5th then? This committee meet on the 4th and a joint meeting on the 5th?
The first.
Anybody on PTED committee? Okay, I think that's what meets on Tuesday.
Okay.
So the 4th is exec finance and the 5th, do you want to have a joint? That's on a Tuesday?
Right.
And what time is that?
Well, I don't know when I think PTED meets at what time?
8:30.
10:30?
8:30.
Oh, 8:30.
Oh, if you have it just as this one topic later in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
If we did that, it works fine for me. I'm just one vote, obviously.
I'd like to have a meeting, a later afternoon or evening meeting.
Okay, well.
I'm okay with that after 3.
So should we do like a 4 o'clock meeting on Tuesday the 5th? A
4.
joint meeting?
4 o'clock work for you, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work for me also.
Me too.
My schedule's totally adjustable as long as my animals get fed once a day.
That's a Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday the 5th, March 5th.
Still gonna have a meeting on the 4th?
You'd have your regular one.
Regular one, yeah.
Regular meeting on the 4th and
I
then
have a
joint.
conflict on the 4th. can't meet till afternoon anyway, tied up in the morning.
For our regular meeting, you have a conflict?
Yeah. On the 4th.
Because this committee could discuss any new information that is brought, and then we could have a joint meeting the next day was kind of my thought process.
Your conflict for our regular, that Monday morning meeting. Is that right?
Yeah. Unless I can find a replacement, which was normally you, but.
I'm okay with an afternoon meeting on that day also. I'm okay.
Yeah, so am I, as far as that.
It would have to be after 3 on Monday. Anytime from. Well,
Well, the Human Services meets
oh,
that Monday in the afternoon.
Yes, they
At
do.
4 o'clock. So, but we could do a 2 o'clock or 2:30 or something on Monday.
Well, that's
Does
getting
that
pretty early
conflict
for
with you,
David.
Jen? Yeah, that,
Do you want to meet exec finance on Tuesday morning at 8:30 and then later afternoon, the other one? Or you don't want to come back
that
twice?
doesn't work for Dave.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Human Services, they always meet on a Monday?
Usually the
Yeah.
second Monday, isn't it?
Well, this is the first Monday.
The meeting.
No, it's usually the first Monday.
I got Human Services on the 12th this month.
We moved it because of a legislative conference.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
so where are we?
So I'm trying to figure out. Okay, we're still gonna have our regular exec finance meeting Monday morning as planned. Is that right? And John will have to figure out.
Let's just do that for now. Okay with you?
And then,
Yeah, fine with me.
and then we're gonna come up with a special meeting. We're talking Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Is
4
that?
o'clock.
Did I hear that right? Hopefully joint
That
joint
works.
meeting with personnel bargaining.
That works.
Does anybody see a conflict with those two dates and times? Hearing nothing.
4 o'clock, you'll have to find out if personnel can make it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That'd be the only thing, and we'll hold Kellen right away.
Yep. Okay, that was a motion to do that and a second. So I think all I need to do is call for a vote, I think, unless somebody's correcting me. Hearing nothing. Call for a vote on moving this in that direction. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
And aye. Okay, opposed?
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, item 11, resolution regarding updating county ordinances for county administrator. Yes,
That one's not mine.
lead us, please.
If you can recall from last county board meeting, there were a couple of sections that I had asked that we just kind of postpone and take a break on. And if I may go to 11A first, I did have a meeting late last month with the sheriff regarding emergency management. I went through those issues a little bit with him. I believe he's going to meet with Rebecca and discuss that larger topic with her. And so that will be coming forward yet. It's still in the wheel or in the process. I don't know if there's any questions about that specific piece though before we go to 11B and C.
So that's still all pending for the
It is,
discussion.
yeah. The wheel is moving, it's just,
Okay.
it's gonna take just a little bit more time though. The other one was to amend the audit committee language to include the county administrator within the standing committee. And there was a resolution created to reflect the proposed change. And then there was a very minor change to the wording of J2 as well.
Sorry. Now, were we getting a resolution to the effect of these things?
Yes, there should be a resolution. I have a resolution
I
here.
don't think I got it.
Okay, that's why I
I
didn't see
think
it.
it's on here, I thought I saw it. Otherwise,
Oh, I added it to the.
yeah, I thought I had seen it, otherwise, yeah, there's a resolution as well within the packet, 'cause I see it. The
Yep, I
date
got
is
it.
resolution 13124.
It was handed out to you today, and
I thought it.
It's in here someplace in there.
Yes, I've got that.
And again, largely the changes were to include the county administrator. The county administrator will be present. And then just clarifying that number 2. To review and then if it's acceptable, propose.
Okay, does everybody have that resolution in front of them now?
Then we'll have to fix that.
That's all. I had it here. Go ahead.
Okay, and, no, I was gonna ask, and the wording meets everybody's criteria?
And we will fix your name before we get to the next version.
So basically, other than the addition of the
I did that.
administrator,
Yeah.
that auditing part is not gonna change. We're just
Correct.
adding in.
Correct.
Yes.
And that still allows for committee members, especially new committee members, to become aware of the financial process, as well as the county administrator to have a seat at the table. And the other piece to keep in mind is that the budgets are always going to be approved every November, and so that piece of it is still in place.
And the time frame of these meetings is left open to be determined on a monthly, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, whatever that is.
Whatever
Be
the
determined
county
without being
board,
spelled out, correct?
that's correct.
it's kind of set as a standard was the 9 o'clock, but sometimes John would change it to 8 or 8:30
Yeah, yeah.
or later in the day and stuff like that too, so it's.
And the same way for Paul's discussion, Paul, as of right now, it's gonna be twice a month, yeah, and if that comes up, that it can be changed later, there's room in here to do those changes.
I think somebody had commented about having it only audit once a month.
Yeah.
I said, that's gonna mess up. We'll probably start paying finance charges. That's what I don't wanna get to. We keep current on our bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to amend Trumpealeau County Ordinance 2.04 paren 9 paren J to include the county administrator.
Do I have a second to that?
Second.
Okay? Any other discussion? None. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I saw your mouth move, Dave, but the first time I didn't hear any words, so. Okay. And is there an official, oh, there's the official one there.
Well,
That's okay. This one actually is Dave's copies. I just wrote on it, but we'll get to it. If you got that one, then that'll be fine.
and And my name is spelled wrong again.
I know, that's what we're talking about.
We think though that Jeremy wrote the one resolution, she wrote the other.
The other
and
one,
both
so I have to
spelled
look
wrong.
at what the
It's
template
pretty
is. I'm
common.
missing 2 T's.
It's pretty common. And
And
an
an
E.
E. Yeah.
The Turner part's easy.
I'm just backtracking from my mind a little bit. The section J for correct wording,
That's not in this resolution.
that's not in this resolution. Do we have another resolution, or where are we at with that?
Section J is this one, so I'm
Is-
not sure.
Oh,
It is, it's the same, this is section J, so as well as.
Okay,
the
so we have
one and
two
the same.
items
So,
basically
B
for
and
the
C
same
were the
thing.
same thing.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
And then highway is still in the pending category, correct?
There were 3 things in
So there's another one, highway is still pending, but it has to go through highway, which I don't think they're gonna meet till the end of this month almost, another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
there. Is that the J?
No, no,
Oh, then I really messed up.
that's okay. Well, it's Monday.
Well, I did this before then.
Highway's meeting on the 20th.
Yep, yeah, then that's where you'll see the highway language
Okay, yeah,
coming
that-
through about the commissioner and clarifying the term.
Yeah, okay.
So that'll probably come to you guys in March would be my guess.
Okay, I think we can move on to possible sources for funding of the courthouse renovation.
You all should have a copy
Someplace, yeah.
of that. That was handed out today. Yeah, just handed out today in that file
Was it
that you have today. We usually don't like to tell people how much money we have for the renovation, but this is just for, I think, for your information at this point.
Yep.
But if any of these items in here are going to be used for that, you've got to designate them before we close the books. So that a lot of this, like the interest will be going back into the general fund and stuff like that. The principal parts won't, but
Have any word on when bids are supposed to be getting back?
David, did you
Tomorrow,
know all
isn't it?
properties, have they got the bids back yet?
I haven't gotten any yet. But it's tomorrow at 2, I think, is the deadline.
Okay. This week's the second.
So they'll have it for their meeting on Monday.
If they find a bid that it's all acceptable, then maybe we have to do something special to designate this money to approve the bid. Award on? We have to approve the money before they can award the bid, correct?
Sure.
Should. You know, should and did are almost the same thing.
Shall and may that gets
By the way, Paul, remember 10 years ago, I was the one that pushed for that? Because all the county ordinance all had this should in them.
Well, and we've been talking about that the resolutions should be already written when they come to the committees.
Yep.
A lot of times these committees are making decisions and resolution is written and puts a lot of strain on her to make sure it says what you just did in your meeting.
Yep. Actually, that was one of my few accomplishments 10 years ago when I was on, was to get that wording changed in the ordinances. Okay, well, as of the amount potentially available, 3.8 million. So we just have to wait till we see numbers and then move from there.
Not much we can do today, I guess.
Nope, nope.
Thank you for that.
Okay,
Paul, thank you.
there we are. And then this next one, Paul, about the 2 holidays, was that got pulled, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to do continual review on something.
Okay, yeah.
I think what he said, that both of these dates were, the court was open.
Open, yeah.
This reads the courthouse has to
So,
go.
so they really wouldn't, it wouldn't work to try to use those for holidays when the court's already, or,
I think he was gonna talk to the judge about that further,
Okay.
because there's still legal holidays, so court isn't in session,
Okay.
but they might still have some open offices. He was going to look at it further.
so it's,
So put that back on.
I'd say, yeah, put it back on the agenda for next month,
Yes.
okay? The allocation or action slash on ARPA funds.
Okay, you should have that on your desk also.
Yep.
It's got just a little revision, we haven't gotten the bill yet, but the radio towers, Brett let me know that a bill is coming from Baycom for $807,775.28. So that would be part of that 1.3 million.
Okay.
So eventually, when we do pay that bill, it'll go up above where the veterans' walkers and wheelchairs is.
Any other questions on that? FEMA? Or jump time, whichever the case may be?
So you still have that 1.7 to allocate.
Yeah. No, that wasn't FEMA, that was the other one, is it? Questions? Allocation of the WTCO grant funds.
And you'll see that that is on your possible funds available for courthouse renovation. And you'll also see the interest that has been earned on that so far. So I don't know if there's any deadline when to actually allocate that, but it's sitting there.
Okay. It's going to hold off at least 1 more month, before it's going to close the deadline.
We should find out when that deadline is though, for next month, I guess.
I don't think there is on the last. It's just given to us, you know, it's all. To use as is, you know, whatever. But I can check.
Yeah, I mean, we could double check to make sure that we're not going to lose something. Okay, next regular meeting.
I'm glad
That's-
you did
We
that.
decided already.
We decided, yep, that's going to be on the 4th. And then the next then the second one is on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, is that correct? At 4 o'clock?
Once they check with,
Yeah.
Hey, Chair,
Yes,
what did we skip item 13? It was hard to hear.
it's being postponed for more research.
Okay.
There was a conflict, or not conflict, but these 2 days, the court is in session those days, and so it wouldn't pay to try to close the courthouse down during those days. So there's more research. Anything else?
No, you skipped 15 too, but that's just been a thorn in our side.
No, that's what I said.
no,
I didn't
he asked
skip it.
about FEMA.
Yeah,
I said FEMA, anything or a joke?
we knew what the answer was.
Anything else? I think we got it covered. 9:28, I will adjourn the meeting.